7号 number 7 Romito， 8号 number 8 Asi Jolava， 9号 number 9 James Atula， 10号 number 10 Gary Noble， 11号 number 11 Willie Miller， 12号 number 12 Nick Hennessy， 13号 number 13 JJ Hudson， 14号 number 14 Cyrus Pagino， 15号 number 15 Arvin Santos。对不对？主持人 Head Coach 严宇耀，请全体起立。
奏中华台北奥运会歌，菲律宾国歌，首先演奏中华台北奥运会歌。
Damdaman natin itong ating Power 18 Pilipinas. Looks like they're all business heading into this game. Wala tayong nakikitang no joking around, no horsing around, realizing that they really want and determined to bounce back from their debacle last Saturday night against the Chinese Taipei squad that has also made noise here in Tianjin.
Well, we have the referees coming from Qatar, China, and Serbia. But the important thing, I think, was the point guard.
Miller has been the starting point guard here for Coach Yeng Giao. Cyrus Baguio has been the man of the tournament.
Yeah, he's really played well.
We're about set. This game to start the Philippines campaign, so to speak, here in the qualifying round begins. Philippines in immaculate white, Chinese Taipei in blue. By the way, Chinese Taipei starting with Chang Chi-Feng, Yang Che-Yi, Cheng Wen-Ting, Lin Shi-Che, and Chen Lei. Meantime, here's a drive, and Cheng Wen-Ting with a miss. One more try, and it's good.
This guy, he's a funny player, but he's a very solid player. He knows exactly what to do, what his strengths are, works hard underneath the boards, pick up offensive boards, and can score underneath. And he gets up and down on defense very quickly. 3-point shot here.
And a miss by Arwin Santos. A rebound there for Yang Che-Yi. And there's Cheng Wen-Ting again.
I said he's a very solid player. He just knows exactly what to do. The double team came from the guy defending against him, so he cut quickly into the basket, got the return pass from his teammate.
So it's a 4-0 game in favor of Chinese Taipei. In the early moments of the opening quarter, Nick Pinisi on the move, baseline. Kick out pass to Mama, actually, no sa rim. The turnover, that's going to be a foul against Cyrus Baguio against a driving Yang Che-Yi.
But because of the turnovers, it became a 3-on-2 situation for Chinese Taipei. Not really a very good situation for them on a fast break. It is in the act of shooting, so that will mean free throw shots here. This is Yang Che-yi, 193 centimeters. That's equivalent to 6 feet 4. Already 31 years old, so a lot of experience with this player. Mick Pinisi. That was the second free throw shot.
I know where Mick Pinisi goes. He always has a nice
Yeah.
relationship with the officials.
You know, Mick may complain once in a while, but he's trying to get their friendship more than anything else. We need some calls and we need some breaks, you know, sometimes.
Right now, the Philippines needs a basket, and Cyrus Baguio gives them just that. As always, in scintillating fashion, and we're on the scoreboard with Chinese Taipei still leading 6-2. 8 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. And once again, they go to Cheng Wen-ting, the long-haired big man of Chinese Taipei. Kick-out pass. That's a missed three for Wu Tao Hao. Arwin Santos clears the rebound.
Well, Cheng really set up his teammate very well there for the wide open three-point shot. Nick is open for the three-point shot. He probably is the top of the tournament as far as three-point shooting is concerned, because that's a 6'9" who really does well from the three-point territory when he sets his feet.
Mick Pinisi brings us closer, pulling us within 1 point. And a miss there by Tian Lei. Philippines on the move. Miller back to Baguio. We're down by just one. Kirby attacks, and Kirby is called for an offensive foul.
I'm sure Kirby is a little bit very eager to make up for lost time, as the saying goes. There was a little altercation. They have shot blockers, but this Chinese Taipei is not a team that has shot blockers. So, you know, our players can penetrate to the basket and not be worried about being blocked.
And we're tied at 6 apiece. Tian Lei. Yang Che sends it over to a teammate. And that's a 3 for number 12, Lin Xixie.
That's bad defense on our part. Nobody rotated to that guy. That guy really had about more than a second to really spot up and take that. Kirby is also open, but it's a quick release.
And so the Philippines trails by 3 points as we move past the 6-minute mark of the opening quarter. And there is a kickball violation there against Arwin Santos. Chinese Taipei retains possession here. So Lee orchestrating the offense. Tian, and now over to Cheng Wen-ting. And that's a miss. Wrong rebound for Baguio. Baguio on the move. We're down by 3 points. Miller on the right side. Back to Baguio. And Pinisi sends it over to Arwin Santos. Arwin Santos thinking about the three-pointer. Arwin goes back to Kirby. Kirby missed the three-pointer earlier, and he misses again.
He was again wide open. Really had to take that shot. Nick Pinisi running interference with the point guard, preventing him from getting to the basket.
Nice move there by Cheng Wen-ting, but he missed the jump hook. Baguio in the open court, and Baguio misses. Kirby fighting hard to get the offensive rebound. Miller, Pinisi, open three. In and out.
Not enough spin on that shot. We thought we had the equalizer there with that wide open three-point shot for Mick.
And now Pinisi battling hard at the post with Cheng Wen-ting. Meantime, here's Cheng with the basketball. Probably won't take that three-pointer. Thought about it. Nice fake. And the shot clock winding down, but nobody boxed out. Number 13, Tian Lei.
Well, he was already positioned underneath the basket. It was very fortunate for them. The missed shots went straight to him, so he was underneath the basket for a 5-point Chinese Taipei lead.
Here's Kirby. Kirby. Tough shot. 3 straight misses now for Kirby Raimundo, and a missed putback by Arwin Santos.
Force situation there for Kirby Raimundo.
And a strong drive there by number 13, 6'8", Tian Lei. And he will take 2 free throws.
The foul coming at the expense of Mick. You can see this drive. Mick leaving his feet there, helping out his teammates at the last moment.
Substitution,
And you can hear Coach Cheng Yao probably berating one of his players there. You know, so far the pace of the game has been very slow, except for Baguio. They've been slow. I think that was an offensive foul called against the guy, not a foul against Mick.
So we stand corrected.
Yeah, the possession going to us.
Dillinger is now in the game, replacing Arwin Santos. Jared Dillinger. He's been an energetic factor off the bench. He missed. And put back by Baguio, no good. And Baguio tries to save the ball. And a pushing foul here against number 4, Su Ichie of Chinese Taipei.
Also one of their point guards, Su Iche, standing 181 centimeters, 5'11". You can see the effort and the hustle that Cyrus is giving. So Japet Aguilar is playing. He's coming into the ball game today. Kirby Raimundo really been struggling in this tournament. But the other players are trying to, motivate him, You get it back in there and you make it up. And that's going to be an offensive foul called against Japet, setting an illegal pick. And he knew it. So far, no timeouts have been called here in the first quarter.
Japet Aguilar did not play in the past 2 games. After performing with flurry against Sri Lanka on opening day. And that's a missed 3 for Chang Che-yi. Meantime, Miller with the basketball. Miller on the move. And Miller's shot erased. Back to the other side. Fast break connection here. And the layup is good for Chen Lei. Meantime, Miller, he tries again, and this time it works.
Well, he went baseline, and the shot blocker came in quite late, cutting down the lead of Chinese Taipei to only 5. Under 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. Another foul there called against Japet Aguilar for pushing off against Chen Lei.
Actually, it's against Cyrus
Cyrus
Baguio.
Baguio was the one.
There's that block by Chen Lei. Absolutely erasing that shot by Willie Miller. That's going to be a problem when you begin facing all these gigantic teams like Iran and especially China kung makakarap natin sila.
Yeah, and this guy is only 6'8", but he can leap, as you saw. Now the Philippines, I think, is already in the penalty situation, which is the reason why Chen Lei is taking free throws right now.
Coach Chung Kwan Suk talking with Yang Che-yi. And there's Japet Aguilar getting ready to box out Cheng Wen-ting. Meantime, here's Dillinger. Philippines down by 7 points with under 3 minutes to go in the first. James Yap now in the game. Japet takes a 3, short. Little hang time there displayed by Chen Lei. No dice. Here's Dillinger, sidestep beauty, and he gets the layup.
Good roll there for Dillinger. He deserved that because he put the effort to go to the basket strong.
Cheng sends it over to Lin, and then the number 7 man throws it away. That's Chang Shi-Feng.
Well, he was expecting his teammate Cheng to cut into the basket where he would have gotten a drop pass.
Dillinger. Benisi, they swing it over. James Yap. Shot clock down to 11. James Yap on the move. Firing a pull-up.
Well, that's his shot. When he uses a pick, when he's dribbling with his left hand, he can really come up and make the jump shot. But so far, it's still early.
Cheng. And that's a jumper for Tsu Ichie.
17-10 in favor of Chinese Taipei. Minute and a half left here in the first quarter.
Dillinger, top of the key. Japet Aguilar is in motion. And here's Miller for 3. Yes, sir!
Willie talked about that the other night because he said there were some shots that he felt was in already, just wouldn't fall, and he was just surprised because as a shooter you really know when you made a shot or not. That's a nice pass there. Nick Benisi is tired at this point. He's been working hard on offense and defense. Offense, He's been setting picks, rolling to the basket, and he's tired at this point.
Miller for
Back to
three
back.
again. Back-to-back threes.
You can see it coming as the belly of Filipina beauties there with the Filipino flag.
Well, our boys need all the inspiration they can get.
With the Philippine flag.
Yes. You're talking about the Philippine flag.
Na medyo nailang ako dun sa mga babae na yun. Pasensya na kayo.
Back to action on the floor. And Cheng Wen-ting really leading the Chinese Taipei attack here. And the ball goes to the Philippines. They're down by just 3. Thanks to back-to-back three-pointers by Willie Miller.
Still no timeouts, but there are some substitutions coming in there. For Chinese Taipei, we have Su going out, and it might be Lee who came into the ball game for him.
And so the Philippines will try and write the last sentence of the first chapter. And Miller, man of the moment here with back-to-back triples to bring us back in business here. But Miller lost the ball.
Nasundutan naman si Willie doon. Napasa yung kanyang move.
And Miller making up for it. 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Open shot here. Oh, a heartbreaker of a shot there by number 7. Chang Chi-Feng beating the buzzer. We almost got the ball back. But Chang Chi-Feng being at the right place at the right time and converting that buzzer beating jumper to take the count at the end of the first quarter. Well, you just saw the slow-mo replay of that buzzer-beating shot by Chang Chi-Feng to end the opening quarter, allowing Chinese Taipei to lead 21-16 at the end of the opening period.
Well, they got a big break there because we had an interception, but we just couldn't control the ball. Sanito seeing action for the first time. JJ Helterbrand is also in there for the Philippines. And then he stepped on the line as he made that pick that really had nobody to pass to, because he was double teamed there at the baseline. Violation called against the Power 8 Philippine team. So far, Cheng Wen-ting has not been taken out of this ball game. Remember when he was playing in the Jones Cup, he played in Team B, Chinese Team B, but he was a hard worker. And we've seen him in the past. 2 years back, we also saw him. Really can. Oh, that's a nice drive to the basket there by Chang
Chi-Feng again is
ending hostilities and starting off here in the second
picking
quarter.
up from where he left off. James Yep starts the second quarter with Jared Dillinger, Japet Aguilar, JJ Helterbrand, and the boss Sonny Toss. We're down by 7 points. Dillinger on the move. Dillinger with nowhere to go.
Traveling called against him as he stopped and probably shifted his bigger foot there. So a 7-point lead now for Taipei. We're in the second quarter only. Philippines defense is there. It's their scoring that has been a problem again here.
Here's Helterbrand. Helterbrand goes to the left, sends it to Japet, and out of Sonny Toss. Toss against Cheng. Toss on the move, blocked. And Toss fights to get the ball back. Passes it over to Aguilar. And Japet Aguilar lost it, but fortunately for the Philippines, stepping on the line here against the Chinese Taipei guard.
But we only have 4 seconds left on our shot clock to finish off this play. So we need a good inbound here.
Dillinger in motion, gets banged around. Outside they go. Sonny Toss, James Yap, he'll have to fire away.
And an offensive foul there called against Taulaba, setting that pick for James Yap. It was actually a moving pick called against him. A little bit surprised. We haven't gotten any calls here, and I'm sure it's really very frustrating on the part of our coaches.
8.5 remaining in the second period. Chinese Taipei leads 23-16. That's a long three. And a rebound for Asu Taulaba. Dillinger on the right side. Left side rather. Here's Taulava, handoff, James Yap. James Yap could not pull the trigger over to Helterbrand. Helterbrand on the right side. Helterbrand swings it over to James Yap. James Yap for three. Yes, sir. It rattles in.
Willie Miller had 2 3-point shots. That one was good for James Yap.
So it's just a 4-point game with under 8 minutes remaining in the second period. Cheng Wen-ting, his pass intercepted. Nice read by Dillinger. And here's Helterbrand, handoff Asi, back to Helterbrand. And now James Yap for three. Yes,
back-to-back 3-point shots there by James Yap.
And now we're just within 1 point. We're banging on the door, 23-22. Oh, nice slicing drive, but a miss by Lee. And then here comes Power 18 Pilipinas on the move, down by just one. Helterbrand. The toss for the lead. Bothered there by Cheng Wen-ting. Meantime, here's Chinese Taipei trying to settle things down. And a drive by Tian Lei. That results in a layup.
He had an open lane there, not challenged by Asi Taulaba. On the other side, you can see Cheng, the way he's been challenging our big men when they go into the basket. And he's played the whole game so far, no? For Chinese Taipei.
His toss.
He likes that shot.
Yes,
He likes
sir.
that shot. And finally, a timeout is called in this ball game. That was done by the Chinese Taipei squad.
Score is 25-24. We're down by... Back inside the Tianjin Gymnasium here in Tianjin City, China, for the FIBA Asia 2009 Men's Basketball Championship. And a drive here by number 4, Sui Che. And again, Chinese Taipei keeping the Philippines at bay with another drive.
Well, we know that James can shoot, but he's got to play a little bit more defense. He can't let that guy get to the basket and lay up like that. Another outside shot by James, and he's hot. He's strung up 8 straight points here for the Power 8 RP team.
Back to a 1-point game, 27-26. Nice pass there for Cheng Wen-ting, who has been a pillar of strength since the start of the game.
He hasn't been taken out. You know, he's the most solid player that they have. Doesn't complain too much. You know, acts like a leader, and that's going to be a foul there. Called against a new player that came in.
Number 5, Yang Chin Min is tagged with a personal foul. 11:55 remaining in the second.
Well, he'll have a hard matchup against Dillinger, who's much taller and heftier than he is, you know. And Dillinger can get to the basket with his dribble.
Here's Helterbrand having problems with that basketball. A lucky break. It turns out to be an assist, and Sunny Toss completes the play.
Well, we'll take that. Anytime.
You'll need all the luck you can get, you can have. Meantime, that's a 3, a missed 3. Rebound for Taulava. We're down by 1. As we try and overcome this 1-point deficit for the lead. Helterbrand with a miss.
That was close to a traveling.
Well, aside from Cheng Wen-ting, Tian Lei is doing a lot of damage here for Chinese Taipei.
Chen Lei is only 26 years old. We saw him in the Jones Cup. He seems to have a very decent outside shot, and he can play, but not really that much international experience yet. James Yap missing that one. Almost had it going again.
3-point game with under 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Cheng Wen-ting, nice pass there. And the basket is good for Yang Chin Min.
We can't blame Sunny Toss, however. He came from the weak side to help out his teammate because of that pick and roll. But the pass of Cheng Wen-ting was so exact. Look at this, just a perfect bounce pass on a moving, and you know, Sunny Toss came from the other side, from the weak side to help out against this guy, got him with the body. A possible 3-point play for Yang Chin Min, but he misses it badly.
And so it's a 5-point game, 33-28 in favor of Chinese Taipei. They go to Sunny Toss. Sunny Toss will miss. Passing down low, and he goes up, and he gets the power put back.
So that was a blind shot by Asi Taulaba. He just He knew exactly where to hit it against the ball, the glass for the putback. No?
A miss there by Tien. Here comes Baguio in the open court. And Baguio having problems with the ball, ends up with Helterbrand. Helterbrand. So we hit the 4-minute mark of the second quarter, 12 to shoot. And Helterbrand slaps that ball against number 9, Yang Chia-Yu. So we'll keep the basketball here.
Wu Tai Ho is coming in for Chen Lei. And we'll have a timeout called by the Philippines.
We'll be right back. You're watching the 2009 FIBA Asia Men's Basketball Championship live from Tianjin City in China. You're watching the action live over CS9 and BTV, and here's Taulava on the move. The runner is no good. Shot clock buzzer goes off, and here's Chinese Taipei. Taulava with the steal. Taulava on the move.
That's not the way to do it, because you know he cannot dribble the length of the court with small men running interference. And another bad pass here by Chinese Taipei. They're frustrated. The Philippines really should attack.
And Helterbrand will slow things down as they try and execute with 3:21 remaining in the first half. They go to Baguio. Baguio to Helterbrand. 8 to shoot. Shot clock winding down. Helterbrand with the leather. Helterbrand is fouled.
It's a good bailout there for us because it gives us a fresh shot clock. We pick up a foul from Wu Tai Ho. He's one of their backup centers, no, but doesn't really get that much playing time.
Power 8 Team Pilipinas down by 3. Shot clock down to 16. And here's Helterbrand. That's a pick from Sunny Toss. Helterbrand to Taulava. Taulava, top of the key. And Toss with a nice step in.
A good positioning play there by Sunny Toss. Playing solid here for the Philippines. Did not see action in the first quarter, but coming back here in the second quarter with a strong game.
This is just a 1-point ball game.
Ooh, nice shot.
Wu Tai Ho is a 6'8". Body banger here for Chinese Taipei. Back to a 3-point advantage for the blue shirts. And here's Dillinger trying to create reach in here against number 6, Lee.
Lee Shun Lin, I'm sorry.
So the score is 35-32, and we'll see the first appearance of Gabe Norwood today, replacing Jared Dillinger.
Kirby Raimundo is also being sent into the ball game. He might come in for Sunny Toss, or he might come in for Asi. So I think he came in for Asi because Asi is no longer on the floor. No?
I think gusto nilang palitan itong si Cheng Wenting, but officials didn't allow it. Meantime, here's Kirby to Miller. Miller to Norwood. Norwood, and now to Baguio.
Shot fake, feet moving to the right side without the benefit of the dribble.
Kirby must be very frustrated.
Yeah.
You know, Kirby's a leader. He's a veteran on this team. He's a fighter on the court.
He really played well 2 years ago.
Meantime, Chinese Taipei protecting that 3-point lead.
12 seconds left in their shot clock. 1 minute and 58 left here before the end of the first half. He's going to shoot that.
That's an open shot, trying to go off the glass. Nice box out by Norwood. Miller steps on the gas. Miller steps on the brakes. Kirby fires a 3. Still no dice here for Kirby Raimundo.
He's 0 out of 3 from 3-point territory and 0 out of 4 including a 2-point attempt earlier in the first quarter.
Whoa, inside. Trying to carve some space. Another 2 minutes remaining. Norwood on the move. One-on-one here. And he is fouled.
Definitely, the Philippines not happy with a non-call of a traveling violation against Wu on the other end, and possibly even a 3-second violation inside the lane. But we may get the benefit of 2 free throws being converted here by Gabe Norwood.
And he makes the foul was against number 9, Yang Che-yi. And that is Tian Lei, and he has done a lot of damage here for Chinese Taipei, conspiring with Cheng Wen-ting here in the first half.
The question always for Chinese Taipei is the depth of their team. Will they have enough players, maybe as we go to the third and fourth quarter, to continue on a good scoring position for them against our Philippine team? And that pass was caught again. It's being read well now by the defense.
And Baguio in the open court. Ay, hindi lang nahawakan ng mabuti. No? At,
alam mo, finish ka na kay Baguio.
Hinayang no? Si Cyrus Baguio and the rest of the Power 18 Pilipinas squad.
Nick Pinisi coming back to the ball game, replacing Santos, who played well. Nick also played well, but I think he got his too many minutes in the first quarter and was visibly tired in the end of that first quarter.
Under a minute to play in the second quarter. Shot clock winding down here. Sidestepping and a near steal. Shot clock expires. A good defense here for Team Pilipinas.
Ganun na nangyayari sa Chinese Taipei. They play almost like a Korean game. Ang problema, their spacing is very poor, but they're not open with those kick-outs. Sa Korea, pag nag-kick-out ang isang tao, malamang talaga open, or an extra pass will give them a nice 3-point shot that's open. It's just that they didn't make those 3-point shots against our team.
Baguio on the right side. We're down by 2. Pinisi for 3.
Oh, that was, he didn't go after the ball. He had a chance to go for that, pick up that ball. He knew it was going to miss.
So under 30 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
We need a defensive stop here.
Wu inside. Really using that huge frame against Nick Pinisi. The foul against Big Pinisi.
I think Nick played in very solid defense, but there was a little hold there at the end. No? So we're not in the penalty, so it might be last shot time here for the Chinese Taipei team to protect this 2-point lead. I don't want another foul, but we had the foul to give, obviously. Willie Miller was probably pulled from the bench. We had the foul to give, and they gave it up. 14 foul called against the RP squad, Power 8 RP team.
5 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 2-point game. And that's a 3. Missed 3.
That was a prayer
by Lee Su-lin. And the Philippines hanging tough here. Staying within striking distance, down by just 2. 35-33 at the end of the first half. And we'll be back with more action here in Tianjin City after. And our exclusive coverage of the FIBA Asia Men's Basketball Championships continues here on CS9 and BTV. James Yap and the rest of the Philippines staying within striking distance here. We're down by just 2 as we check out highlights from the first 2 quarters. Chinese Taipei, they've led throughout the first half, led by. We're just about ready to start the second half. James Carlos Yap leading the Philippine attack here.
Possession going to Chinese Taipei to start off the third quarter. Pinisi helping out there. And that's the positioning I say. The Koreans would have players moving to the corners for that open 3-point shot when the person drives in. They would also have one at the angle about 45 degrees. So there is opportunities for the guy trying to kick out to have guys that are open. This one, they had nobody at the corner, so he had no pass but to pass outside. And it resulted in a turnover.
Yeah, the really good Korean teams can do it blindfolded.
Yeah. I mean, they know exactly where their teammates are. You know? When they drive, they know where they're going to pass to if they get caught inside. Oh, that was not a heavy kick.
Missed by James Yap. A rebound for Tian Lei was played well here for Chinese Taipei. I know Cheng Wen-ting is not starting here in the second half. They've gone with Wu, and Wu Tai-hao also very assertive in the second quarter when he was on the floor.
Well, Wu is more of a post player, and he can really use that move of his plus his body to get inside against the, let's say, like a Kirby, you know, because he certainly is built better than Kirby. But Kirby's tough as they come. Another foul there, I think, called this one called against the Philippines.
Against James Yap. Here's Wu. Chang against James Yap. Chang on the move. Nice hesitation move and a block by James Yap, but the whistle is blown.
Well, we played very good defense there until the very end. So he stops, and then all the big men are there not to help him. Mick can leave the number 8 guy, Wu, alone, because I don't think he's much of a jump shooter from 17, 18 feet. No? He should have sagged down in and helped out his teammate James in that play. He had a good break on that free throw shot too.
James Yap couldn't believe that the foul was called. Thought he got it cleanly from behind. And 2 out of 2 there for Chang Chi-Feng. Chinese Taipei keeping Power 8 Team Pilipinas at bay 37-33. And Willie Miller gets her first field goal of the second half, and that's a 3.
Well, Willie already has 3 3-point shots here in this ball game.
So he's now the Philippines' leading scorer with 9 markers. And more importantly, we're just within 1 point. Norwood really making life difficult here. And that's a traveling violation against number 12, Lim Chi-che.
Well, they couldn't set up a half-court offense at all for Chinese Taipei. It's the first time we see this guy in. He's coming out very quickly. And if you look at that play very well, and we saw that from our camera, Chinese Taipei should have been called for a 5-second violation inside the lane, not 3 seconds. The guy went in there, never came out. Never came out.
Meantime, here's Norwood. Norwood. Oh, blocked there by Wu. Here's James Yap. Shot clock winding down. Nice fake by James Yap. And Kirby trying to grab that loose ball. Drive there. And a tip in for Wu. Wu Tai-hao really making his presence felt in the shaded lane. Here's Miller. Bounce pass, Norwood. Norwood goes up and he is fouled and he'll take 2.
Well, Norwood's got to stop pumping, you know, because he has the lane here. Una na siya rito. But when you pump, syempre it takes you away from your regular shot. Sometimes the referees may not even call that kind of contact, so take it to them. You may have a 3-point play in the offing for yourself. We know he's a high leaper. He loves to dunk on those kind of plays, but certainly the defense are going to give him that. So you have to make sure you get the contact and a possible 3-point play. Misses the first free throw. Actually, we were 2 out of 4 in the first half from the free throw line, while Chinese Taipei 4 out of 5. Not a lot of free throws awarded in this ballgame, and Gabe Norwood misses both free throws. Not a good time.
3-point game in favor of Chinese Taipei. 7:49 remaining in the third. Nice block by James Yap. Miller on the move. Miller has Norwood on the right. Miller with a spin. And he gets the ball back. He needs help.
And a foul called, a reach-in foul. It may be on Chang. Chang Chi-Feng reaching in against Willie Miller in that play.
On the floor for Power 8 Team Pilipinas, Miller, Penisi, Raimundo, Norwood, and James Yap. And Kirby really looking for his offense here. He fires and scores!
Finally getting a basket for himself. He really wanted that so much. It could get him started here in the second half for Power 8 Philippines.
But Kirby now has to play defense against Tian Lei. Tian Lei has been solid here today. Escapes from the defense of Kirby Raimundo.
An up and under move there by Chen Ye.
So it's back to a 3-point Chinese Taipei advantage. Penisi to Kirby. Kirby goes right. James Yap for three. Yes, sir!
Great pass there by Kirby, tending to drive in, knowing exactly where James was. So we've had 2 3-point shot conversions already here in the third quarter, Mika.
And we're tied at 41. Philippine defense trying to shut down Chinese Taipei here. James Yap forces number 7 man Chang Chi-Feng to commit a traveling violation, and we get the ball here with a great grand opportunity. Here's Norwood. We're going for the lead here with 6:31 remaining in the third. James Yap with a spin on the move for the lead.
Yes, and a 3-point play coming up here for James Yap. One of the better scoring nights here for James. He and Willie Miller playing in the backcourt have really done us good here in the third quarter. This is what I'm saying about Chinese Taipei. Do they have the players to last with us in a 4-quarter game?
And we've got a timeout. And finally, the Philippines with the upper hand here in Tianjin. Back in a moment. Action has been frenetic here in the third quarter. And James Yap has been the man of the moment. And Dr. J, I don't know how James is doing it. He is deprived of sleep. He is in mourning. But he is here. He is fighting all out. I don't know how he's doing this.
Well, you know, this guy has a lot of heart. And one-time MVP of the PBA. He's shown throughout the years that he's got the heart to play. Now, of course, there are some things that he lacks. Maybe he should be a better rebounder at his side, especially in the 2-guard position. Maybe he should play better defense. But when it comes to scoring, he can really do that once given the opportunity.
James Yap completes the 3-point play. Look who's back for Chinese Taipei, the long-haired wonder, Cheng Wen-Ting, who got a lot of rest on the bench because he played so many minutes back in the first half, and he's the leader of the squad. Look at him talking to his teammates on the floor.
I think they respect him also because a guy who works that hard, very solid type of player, you know, talagang the others will look up to you. And I think maybe the coach really preserved him in the first few minutes of the third quarter because he might have to go all the way from this time on. No?
The free throw rattles out straight into the hands of Nick Penisi. Philippines on top, 44-42 as we hit the 6-minute mark of the third. Miller for three. Yes, sir!
Well, Willie Miller and James Yap are really hot in this ball game right now. And the Chinese Taipei defense cannot stop them.
You know, this was the type of outside shooting we were hoping to get against Korea Saturday night.
We might have won that game if we had that.
And that's a missed three. Much contact inside. Nick Penisi got hit on the face. Number 12, Lin Chi-Che will troop to the line. Norwood and Penisi ganging up on the Chinese Taipei big man. And yung kanang kamay ni Lin right smack into the face of Big Penisi. And normally it's the other way around. Yung kamay ni Penisi kung saan napupunta.
Alam natin yan. But that is really more of an instinctive move on the part of a player, especially when you are fouled and you're going to the basket. No?
The Chinese Taipei trying to recover its bearings here after relinquishing the lead. They led for the entire first half and then the early parts of the second half.
Well, that happened with Japan. They led almost the whole up to the end of the third, almost the end of the third quarter, and then we just took over the game completely.
Big second half blitz led by Sunny Toss and Asitao Lava. Meantime, a turnover there. Not a good pass action by Norwood, and the layup is good for Cham Chiu Chin.
Be careful with the ball. We have already turned turnovers in the first half. We don't want to finish the game with 20.
Here's James Yap to Miller. Miller and Yap. They've been scorching from the outside. James Yap for three.
Nobody really pinpointing there. You know, I don't know what the coach of Chinese Taipei, because they should realize who's hurting them. But that's good if they don't want to. We already have 9 3-point shot conversions. That's 27 points.
And a rebound here for Miller. We're up by 4. And the Philippines might be looking for James Yap here. He's been the man of the moment.
Look at where he is moving. He's wide open at the corner.
There's James Yap. He's wide open. James Yap for 3. Not that time. Kirby taps it over to Norwood.
Well, the Chinese Taipei has elected to go zone. And they will be prone to offensive rebounding, especially on the weak side when we take those 3-point shots.
Here's Sonny Toss. 12 to shoot. Toss attacks. And the ball sends it over to Norwood. Norwood for 3. High looper. Norwood's outside shot has not worked here in Tianjin.
So far.
Philippines up by 4. With 4 minutes remaining in the third. Cheng testing the defensive toss. Cheng gets the gentle roll.
Just very solid player. No frills, no fuss. Just works hard. Talks to his teammates a lot on defense.
And goes to the parlor on off days. Takot-takot na rebounding siguro yan. Alright, it's James Yap. Cross court.
I like to be his barber. I'll cut his hair.
Hindi nga, allergic nga ata sa barbero. Here's Norwood. Shot clock winding down. 2 to shoot. James Yap for 3. No problem. No problem.
No problem for James.
Well, James Yap is red hot. And that's a block by Sonny Toss. And action continues here. We're up by 5 big points. 53-48. James Yap, the man of the moment here in Tianjin. Norwood. Kirby. Kirby goes inside and tries to go for the hook shot, but he lost the ball. And here comes number 12. Hand time, and that won't drop for Chang Chu Hsien, getting the pass from Lin Chi Che.
Well, he was challenged here by Gabe Norwood, who wasn't going to give him a layup. The foul was there, but he did not make the shot, so there won't be any 3-point play conversions. Meanwhile, a couple of substitutions. I see Asitao Laba coming into the ball game for Power 8 Philippines.
Oh, what a third quarter for the
James Yap
Philippines.
and Willie Miller.
Miller and James Yap conspiring.
They just took over with their terrific outside shooting.
Meantime, on the line is Chang Chu Hsien, 6'4" bagger here for Chinese Taipei. Helterbrand is back on the floor.
They probably replaced Miller.
James Yap is still on the floor.
And we also see,
Asi's back.
yeah, Asi is also there.
And Dillinger.
Dillinger came in for Gabe Norwood.
Here's James Yap for 3. And he makes them pay. Boy, what a performance by James Yap here against Chinese Taipei. And we're up by 6 big points, 56-50, with under 3 minutes remaining in the third.
And the great offensive shooting of our guards have fueled also great defense for our team. A substitution being made here by Chinese Taipei.
Here's Helterbrand. Helterbrand looking for James Yap. James Yap now guarded closely. He's on the move. Runner is no good. As he couldn't get the tip in. Chinese Taipei on the attack, turnover.
They're completely in disarray at this moment, you know. You know, earlier they were doing well because they had the lead. Right now the pressure is on them. Still a lot of time left here in this third quarter. James Yap finally getting a rest. And Cyrus Baguio coming in. But what a terrific third quarter James Yap had. Now the Chinese Taipei has overtaken the Philippines in turnovers with 13.
Here's Helterbrand. Helterbrand, 10 to shoot. Baguio, he's going to create. Baguio sends it to Sonny Toss. Fires. Just a bit sharp. A minute and a half remaining in the third. And Lee setting the table here for Chinese Taipei. And a missed three by Lin. That's something that has not worked for Chinese Taipei. 3-point shooting in this game.
And he heard
But that time he makes it. That's Lee Chu-lin, 5'9" point guard of Chinese Taipei, and pulling the blue shirts within 4.
We have to play better defense on perimeter shooters because that's the way that they're going to be able to come back in this ball game. We can't give them a 1 or 2 second look at the basket for the open 3-point shots. Nice drive to the basket there by Asi.
He was blocked from behind.
And again, it was Cheng who did that.
Another near turnover against Chinese Taipei. Under a minute to play in the third. Nice move by Lee Chu-lin. He's a stabilizer for this team.
Yeah, and remember, when the momentum was swinging to the Philippines and he came in, he tried to slow down the team. Like the game is far from over, you know.
Elterbrand. Baguio for 3. Yes, sir!
What a great shooting night we're having here. Especially here in the third quarter. Siguro lahat ng frustrations ng last Saturday.
Binuhos lahat dito, ano?
And some.
59-54, Power 18 Pilipinas on top. And kick out pass here with the shot clock and the quarter winding down. There's 4 seconds remaining in the period.
And a foul called on Dellinger there. Very easy holding. Well, he stuck out his foot there. They are in the penalty, the Power 8 Philippines, so it will mean free throw shots here.
For Yang Chin Min. He missed the first badly.
Like he didn't want to hold the ball that long. He just released it when he got it. He did well from the free throw line earlier, if I'm not mistaken. This is Yang Chin Min, yes.
Yeah, hold on. Whistle was blown.
5-second violation.
It took too long.
He wanted to make adjustments, just kept on dribbling. So 4 seconds is enough time for us to get off a good throw and a good shot here.
Here's Elterbrand.
That's too far out though.
1 second. Elterbrand for 3. Yeah! Yes, sir!
Now let's see if it's going to count. That will certainly have to be reviewed, but at the moment it looks like it's going to count.
What a 3-point shooting performance for Team Pilipinas here in the third. Punctuated by this buzzer-beating 3 by JJ Elterbrand. And the Philippines surges ahead as we end the third quarter. Back with the fourth quarter in a moment. From that scintillating third quarter, and spectacular shooting by the Philippines from Rainbow Country, 52%.
Well, 13 out of 25. Now, if you remember, at the end of the first half, we had 5 out of 14. So we finished with 13 conversions after the third quarter, making 8 of them. Majority of them coming from James Sharp and Willie Miller, and Baguio threw in 1 just before the end of the third quarter. So this is what we're saying, you know. And then, of course, yung kay Helterbrand pa pala, itong dulon-dulo, no? So, tatagal ba itong Chinese Taipei sa Pilipinas, no?
Toss, nice strong move, and Chinese Taipei with no other recourse but the foul against Chang Chu-chien, sending Sunny Toss to the line. Mahalaga po na maipanalo natin itong laban against Chinese Taipei, considering that tomorrow we'll be facing Iran at 11 in the morning. At Dr. J, nakita natin yung laban ng Iran kanina. They demolished Japan, absolutely crushing Japan, 101-81.
Pero alam mo, mabiruin maglaro yun. You know, a lot of people thought Chinese Taipei was strong because tinalo lang yung Iran ito ng 4 points. So, you know, that can be very deceiving because kanya-kanyang laro yun sometimes. Hindi ko makashoot ng 3-point shot dito ang Chinese Taipei.
Well, you know, we shoot this way tomorrow. We'll have a fighting chance. Baguio, drop pass, Taulava goes up, and shot was partially deflected there by Cheng Wen-ting.
He's a nice player to have.
Here's Cheng against Asi. As we welcome you to the fourth and final quarter. This is the 2009 FIBA Asian Men's Basketball Championship, live on CS9 and BTV. Nico Halili alongside the good Dr. J, Andy Howe. At alam ko't tuwan-tuwa kayo no, sa pinakitang outside sniping ng Power 18 Pilipinas back in the third.
Yeah, hopefully we can really work on that. Pero matagal pa ito, game's not over. This guy is making sure that they are still in the ball game. We just have to continue to play an aggressive type of basketball game. Maaga pa ito sa fourth quarter.
Here's Dillinger on the right side. Shot clock winding down. 7 seconds to shoot. Open lane, Dillinger. But he missed the layup. And Chinese Taipei on the run. Easy layup there for Cham Chu's hit.
Well, Helterbrand and Toss were both late. They should have gone straight down to be the safety man on defense. They allowed the guy coming behind them to get a layup.
Here's Helterbrand with 12 to shoot. Sunny toss. That was an open shot.
Tentativeness on the part of the Philippines there.
Here's Cheng Wen-ting again.
Sabi sa'yo, this guy's not making sure that hindi sila, we're up by 8, now we're only up by 2. With still a lot of time to go, a little over 8 minutes. No?
So Team Pilipinas managing this precarious 2-point lead. Dillinger missed the layup earlier. Dillinger steps out, back to Baguio. Shot clock winding down, 4 to shoot. Baguio can't slice, fires a prayer. And the ball ends up with Chinese Taipei. They're down by just 2.
Nawalan tayo ng rhythm bigla because a lot of ball handling rather than dribbling rather than movement and passing. No? Maybe we need some substitutions. That's a good foul given up there by Sunny Toss because I don't think it was deemed in the act of shooting. No? So it's a good foul and I think the Philippines is calling a timeout. We need it. Definitely, we've seen him block 2 of our big men, and 7 out of 12 from the field, 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Doesn't take 3-point shots because that's not his game.
And Lee Chu-lin with the ball, and now Cheng Wen-ting against Asi. Cheng fires, scores off the glass, and we're tied at 62.
He's been responsible for this comeback, scoring 6 of their 8 points here in the comeback. That's very solid defense.
Power 18 Pilipinas trying to get back in business here after squandering an 8-point lead. Sunny Toss outside Baguio. 7 and 10 remaining. Here
Shot.
in the fourth. Helterbrand for 3. Yes, sir!
Big one again. Helterbrand coming up with 2 big 3-point shots here. Again, you gotta come back on transition defense. Can't give them no layups.
Back to a 3-point ball game for the Philippines. A nice tap by Asi.
Yes, and this is a breakaway here. Helterbrand with an easy layup. Stringing up 5 straight points.
Great job by Team Pilipinas to get back on its feet after squandering that 8-point lead with a 5-point swing here, courtesy of JJ Helterbrand. Cheng Wen-ting wants that basketball. He has been the go-to guy and the leader of this Chinese Taipei squad. A foul against Sunny Toss.
Well, he's not very quick. Ang problema is he attacks the basket methodically. That's why there's that hand check foul called on Sunny Toss. It was also the same kind of fouls that they called against Asitao Laba earlier whenever he tries to go to the basket.
5-point game here in the fourth quarter. 67-62 as we near the 6-minute mark of the fourth. Wild layup there. Tip in by Cheng Wen-ting. He is doing absolutely everything here for Chinese Taipei.
8 of the last 10 points. Oh, very tight pass there by Mick Pinisi on a backdoor cut by Jared Dillinger.
Cheng Wen-ting again, nice fake. A smart player. Just waited for Mick Pinisi to come flying in for the foul.
Take a look at this fake again. Gets Mick up in the air, make sure that there is contact, hopes that he can be able to use the glass here. He has gone to the free throw line only 1 time before. He made 1 out of 2. Let's see if he can improve with that. Obviously also a very tired man. Remember, he didn't play the first 4 minutes and a half of the third quarter.
Coach Chung Kwak-sung really making sure he got his rest because
he was going to keep him in the game
in the
until
first
the end of the game.
That's right. Dahil nung first half, practically buong first half pinalaro niya.
Then he took him out about 3 or 4 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's all the rest he got. So tuloy-tuloy yun from the halftime break to the first 4.5 minutes.
So he should be really fresh here. Haba-haba yung kanyang napuhunang pahinga. But it's certainly showing.
James Yap,
The hero of the third quarter, rattling off 6 3-point shots today. He's back on the floor. Saktong-sakto lang because our lead has been whittled down to 1 point. 67-66. And that's a push against number 7 Chang Chi Feng.
well, they're sticking a little bit closer now to James Yap. They know he's like a machine gun when he gets off with his outside shots. And the Chinese Taipei, they have already abandoned their zone defense because it has not done them any good at all there in the third quarter. No?
It has done wonders for us.
Yeah, thank
Especially
you.
that third quarter. Here's James up again for 3. Short, straight but short. Look out, fast break opportunity here for Chinese Taipei. Cheng. And they go to Wu. Wu Tao Hao misses it. And he is fouled, and they will send him to the free throw line.
I think Nick Vinicius fouled out of the ball game with that last foul called against him. Kirby Raimundo coming in to replace him. Willie Miller may also be coming in for J.J. Helterbrand, who contributed with 2 3-point shots, one of them in the third, and one very important 3-point shot here in the fourth, plus a layup off a steal by Akita Olaba. Tied ball game right now.
And Wu pushes Chinese Taipei ahead. They regain the lead, 68-67.
5 minutes and 16 seconds left in this ball game. Still a very long way to.
Sanitas thought about it. Wants to give up that basketball. James Yap. 7 to shoot. Dillinger attacks. Drop pass. Sanitas. No basket. Oh, score for a traveling violation.
I thought there was a foul call, but way before he made the attempt. But a traveling was called against him. Again, those breaks not going our way, going Chinese Taipei. They have the momentum right now, and we can ill afford not getting the breaks here in the end game. No?
In this qualifying round, we'll be facing powerhouse Iran tomorrow, and then we'll be going up against Kuwait on Wednesday at 9 in the morning. And drive there.
And foul called. Quick to be called on the other side.
Gulat na gulat yung ating mga defenders dito.
Well, he had an open lane. He just missed the layup, you know.
Lin Chi-che with an aggressive move to the basket. Dillinger in disbelief.
Well, he said, wow. Probably, wow, what a call. This guy's also very tired right now. You can see him breathing hard. This guy's the guy who always seems fresh. Galing sa parlor, galing pa sa facial, pare. Ikaw nagsabi ng kanina.
Basta alam, katakot-takot na rebounding ang kailangan niya. Kirby Raimundo really aching to contribute significantly here. 2 misses from the line. A lucky break for us. And here's Dillinger on the move.
Well, they missed because they didn't deserve to be going through free throw line. He missed a layup. That's it.
Ang tawag dyan, providing justice. Here's Kirby. Kirby against Cheng Wen-ting. 10 to shoot. Kirby attacks. And he is fouled, but he'll take 2. Earning the strip to the line.
Well, the foul coming from Wu, I think, who reached downstairs, because if not, solid defender ito si Cheng. You can see Cheng.
That's a clear foul. Sapol si Kirby doon sa kaliwang kamay. And Kirby will take 2 as the Philippines tries to regain the lead.
Yes. Only his third point of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Remember, he had a field goal there in the third quarter.
He has struggled with his three-point shot.
There he is. He's got 3 points in the ball game.
Oh, he missed the second.
Habla tayo dito sa laban na ito.
We're tied at 68, under 5 minutes remaining in the game. Power 18 Pilipinas trying to bounce back from that tough loss to Korea Saturday night. Meantime, here's Wu against Sunny Toss. Wu, he's a post-up player. He's a wide player. And Wu loses that basketball. And Kirby fighting hard to get it. And the shot clock expires. So great defensive stand by the Philippines.
The shot clock wasn't reset because that ball went off the foot of Kirby when the guy reached in. So shot clock continued to run because Kirby did not have possession yet. A good break for us here and a chance for us to grab the lead again.
Willie Miller, part of that shooting juggernaut in the third quarter with James Yap. Here's Baguio. Baguio on the left side. Miller in motion. Toss. He won't shoot. Looking for Willie Miller. Handoff for Miller with 11 on the shot clock. We're tied at 68. Miller for the lead. And Toss with a rebound. Toss will pull out. Outside Kirby.
That's using your brains there. No opportunity for you to get a layup or a dunk. Take it out. Use the shot clock to your advantage.
Kirby for three. And there's a foul. So this might mean 3 free throws for Kirby Raimundo.
It is. It's going to mean 3 free throws for Kirby Raimundo. The defender trying to close out, lunge against Kirby, and was called for that foul.
Chang Chi Feng tagged with that foul on Kirby Raimundo. And this is a great way for Kirby to really develop his confidence that he has missed back-to-back free throws now.
He still has 2, you know. There it is, giving us a 1-point lead now. Coach Cheng has elected to use James Yap as a small forward, Baguio as the 2 guard, and Willie Miller as the point. But all of them are really shooting guards. And so a lot of scoring for us in our backcourt, you know, all the way up to the small forward position. All of those guys can score.
Sunny Toss really the only legitimate towering presence. Kirby having to guard Cheng here. A tough matchup here for Kirby.
Yeah. If he was a tough matchup for
Mick,
for Laba, for Sanitos, definitely for Kirby. Very deceiving. You know, he might be stronger than what we think he looks like.
Hindi kasi mukhang bato-bato no?
But he does get to the spot that he wants to with his movements. 21 points in the ball game for him. But he misses an important free throw.
Chinese Taipei missing some crucial free throws here. Kirby,
this guy's
he's going all out. Two missed free throws.
Yeah, he's tired. There's no question about that. He's tired. He has not seen any replacement since he came back into the ball game midway. Oh, that was a nice strip job there. And a save.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the game. Philippines holding on to a 2-point lead. Cheng Wen-ting kick out. Chang to Cheng. Guarded by Kirby with 7 to shoot. Cheng Wen-ting. He's going to go for it with a tough shot. And can't get the bounce rebound for Toss.
And that's what happens when the team doesn't have confidence with their outside shooting. You go to the post a lot and you don't even want to kick out to your teammates because you don't believe they can make the shot.
Here's Baguio breaking down the defense. Sunny Toss, favorite shot. Oh, yeah.
Big one for Sunny.
He had a similar shot back in the first half. He made it, and he had that shot now, and he makes it again. And the Philippines surging ahead with that basket by Sunny Toss. James Yap, the hero of that third quarter. Miller also conspiring with James Yap in that third quarter juggernaut. And Cheng Wen-ting, he's been the do-it-all man for Chinese Taipei. Cyrus Baguio, one of the most exciting players in this tournament. The Philippines trying to hold on to this lead and bounce back after losing to Korea last Saturday. 4-point game in favor of Power 18 Pilipinas, 72-68.
The Chinese Taipei really needed a timeout. give some of their players a nice rest.
Kick out pass. Chen Lei for 3. Short. Rebound for James Yap. With 2 minutes remaining in the fourth.
They just don't have outside shots. They're not even confident taking the outside shots. That's why they've been trying to power it in with their big men.
Here's Kirby. Funny Toss made a big basket moments ago before the timeout. Here's Baguio. 8 to shoot. 6 on the shot clock. Shot clock winding down. Baguio will need to attack. Sunny Toss for 3. No! Had a good line. And Lee is fouled in the backcourt by Willie Miller.
I hope we're not in the penalty because that would have been a foolish foul to send them to the free throw line when they have not been able to score with their half-court game. It seems that we are in the penalty. Well, we don't have the scoring here, so we can't really see if they're in the penalty or not. No? But they are in the penalty, so it means free throw. So it was not a good foul by Willie.
And Lee has been an impressive court general here for Chinese Taipei. Seems to have a stabilizing presence, and he makes 2 out of 2, no problem. So that whittles down the Philippines lead to 2, 72-70. A minute and a half remaining in this critical game.
We need a nice set here, a nice offensive set here.
Toss, top of the key. James Yap, 7 to shoot. James Yap on the move. James Yap for 3. Not that time. Long rebound ends up with Wu. And Chinese Taipei, fast break opportunity. Lee, his pass broken up. And last touch on Cyrus Baguio.
Well, the Chinese Taipei couldn't even complete a fast break. They had a 2-on-1 for a moment there, but he wouldn't give up the ball to his teammate now. And we need a good defensive stop now. Good
Chen.
Isolation play for Chen.
Wild shot against 3 defenders. There's a swipe by Willie Miller. Ball will stay with Chinese Taipei. Under a minute to play in the fourth.
Good thing Willie had presence of mind to come out help out his teammate, because if that had been an offensive rebound, he would have had a layup. Chinese, we can see Wang Shishi ready to play there.
Lots of time to shoot for Chinese Taipei. They're down by 2. Under a minute to play. Cheng fires and misses. He's missed his last 2 or 3 attempts here. And the Philippine defense holding its ground here in the final minute.
So we can hold on to the shot for a little while here. We're in the lead. Set up good play.
Here's James Yap. Shot clock down to 8. Cross to Miller.
I like to go to Willie at the post now, but they switch off immediately.
Miller for 3. Yes!
Willie with a big 3-point shot.
With the shot clock winding down, Willie Miller hits a dagger 3. Really improving the chances of Team Pilipinas to win this game against Chinese Taipei.
Now, if you don't do anything foolish, you should win right now. I mean, Chinese Taipei has shown no ability to shoot the 3-point shot. Let's defend the guys that are posting up. They'll go to the post, maybe kick out. We should be able to close out. I'm sure Coach Yang will be warning his players, do not give up silly fouls. Because if we foul, we stop the clock. We're in the penalty, we said. Maybe we can listen to it. I can almost say, hey, we're not going to foul here. Do not foul, you know. Don't give them any chance for a 3-point opportunity. Take a look at that 3-point shot. Willie has done this all his life. From the time he touched a basketball, this is the moment that he has always waited for.
And he knew he had 6'8" Chien Lei in front of him, would not be quick enough to cover that move, that step back move by Willie. And he nails it.
Maganda naman ang adjustment na ginawa ng Chinese Taipei. When we started hitting our outside shots, Willie has 17 points in the ball game. And James has, I think, close to 20 or over 20. But every day, and we have Dillinger here being sent to the ball game, replacing Baguio, better defender, bigger defender. Make sure that they have no open looks at 3-point shots. But we do not want to foul. You know, we play as tight as defense as we want to. There's a 3-point shot that we will give them anytime.
And Norwood skies high for the rebound.
They'll have to foul, and if we're in the penalty, if they're in the penalty, will go to the free throw line. That was just a desperation move. No play set at all. That guy took a 28-footer. There was no play set at all, no extra passes. And looks like we'll pick up a victory here we're now in what we say Group E, no?
Group E, yes.
Kasi dalawang groups na lang. Yung A and B nag-combine papunta sa E. Yung C and D nagpunta sa F. So we're looking forward to that big game tomorrow against Iran. And Norwood's still struggling. Who's working tomorrow? Kinito? You're not so sure. I want to know also who am I.
So Gabe Norwood, second free throw. Trying to put the Leche Flan on the halo-halo here for Team Pilipinas. And he makes it a 6-point game with 8 seconds remaining. Chinese Taipei has not shot well from Rainbow Country, and that all goes well for us.
They only had 1 out of 8. I don't know if they had any conversion at all from 3-point country here in the second half. This is a team that does not have the outside shooting of a Korea, maybe even of a Japan. So that's why I never thought of them as being a big contender here. But it's an experience that they have. And they are very happy to be able to be participating here.
The Chinese Taipei did have an interesting outing with powerhouse Iran.
That's what I said.
In Group B.
It might be misleading that they only lost by 4. Because we didn't see the game. So we don't know how Iran played.
Willie Miller going 5 out of 5 from Rainbow Country. And that has been the story here for Power 18 Pilipinas. James Yap, Willie Miller, Helter Brand, our outside shooters connecting
today. Yeah. Hopefully
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
And the day after.
And so on and so forth.
And so on and so forth.
Again, we play defense. We know they're going to attempt a 3-point shot. We do not want to foul a 3-point shooter. If they get a layup underneath the basket, you can give that to them.
Lee will take this. Fires a 3.
That's it.
And that's it.
Oh, that's another foul. So we go to the free throw line again.
So mahalaga rin na dinadagdagan natin yung ating winning margin.
Yun ang sinulat ni Kinito. Because in the end, may quotient system niya kung nagkatablaan tayo. But I really doubt if Chinese Taipei will go farther than this. So Jared Dillinger will put the finishing touches on this victory by Power 18 Pilipinas. He'll try to make it an 8-point victory with 1 second remaining, and the first is good. Yan na naman yung ating mga kaibigan.
Sabi nga natin, lahat ng pwedeng source of inspiration, we'll take it. We'll take it. And I'm talking about the Philippine flags na hawak-hawak nila.
At saka nandyan rin yung ating PBA board, no? Nandyan sila lahat dahil sinusuporta nila, pati yung ating commissioner na si Sunny Paris. Earlier, I saw Noli Ayala also the SPP there.
So a big win for Power 18 Pilipinas, bouncing back from that tough loss to Korea last Saturday. We win by 7 points, 77-70. Over a Chinese Taipei team that led for the most part of the first half all the way to the early parts of the third until James Yap and Willie Miller came to life.
Well, naubusan din sila. So thank you, James. Thank you, Willie. Today we won because of our shooters. Sometimes the other games we won because of the great games of our big men. But it was a good game for our shooters today. Hopefully they can build on that, retain that confidence for the next few days. Siyempre, naka-scout rin yung mga Iran. Nakalaban na rin natin yan. They'll probably say, James Yap, magaling tumira yan. Willie Miller can shoot off a dribble. Those things like that. So, we have to take that into consideration that we should be well prepared for that game. Anong oras pa yung game natin bukas?
9 o'clock.
Ng umaga?
Ng umaga. 9 o'clock ng umaga bukas. 11 ng umaga bukas.
Magandang
Ayan,
oras
11 ng umaga bukas. Paghahanda na natin sila Ehadadi, Kamrani, Barami, and the rest of the Powerhouse Iran squad. In the meantime, we'll celebrate this victory, 77-70, Philippines winning over Chinese Taipei here inside the Tianjin City Gymnasium. So ayan, masaya tayo ngayon, pero dapat bukas suportahan natin ulit ang Power 18 Pilipinas as we go up against a behemoth powerhouse team in Iran. They crushed Japan earlier today.
Hindi lang yung defending champion.
All right, if we shoot this well, we'll have a fighting chance tomorrow, and we hope you'll be joining us here on CS9 and BTV. For our CS9 coverage team for the FIBA Asia Men's Basketball Championship, my partner Dr. Jayandi How. I'm Miko Halili saying good day from Tianjin City. This is the FIBA Asia Men's Basketball Championship on CS9 and BTV.